Ramen, this is huge. But it kind of just looks like Shin Ramen. I like the ramen from A&A, which is spectacular because it actually tastes like it came from a ramen shop. And this, I could tell, this is just bagged Shin ramen noodle. Still good, but I just really miss the other ramen. Oh no, this is not the Korean yogurt I like. It's such a disappointment. Finally back in New York, and although I am missing Thailand just a little bit, I do like the fact that I have to wear a jacket here. This is a pretty view. Brooklyn Bridge. That massive building is actually one police plaza. A very typical small Manhattan hotel room. Oh, but the view is nice. Look at that Freedom Tower right outside my window. And that's the 9/11 memorial. Alright, so I'm not going to Middletown just yet. I have a bunch of events to attend to, so I'm going to stay in Manhattan for 3 nights. And I typically hate staying in hotels in Manhattan because they're usually very tiny and often they're kind of gross. But this hotel, I'm staying at a Hilton right now. This looks alright. But I wanted to summarize a little bit about my airline experience to Thailand. So in total, I flew with 3 different airlines. I flew with Thai Airways, I flew with ANA, and I flew with Asiana. It was my first time flying business class on Thai Airways and Asiana. And of course, I flew business class on all of them. And I know some of you guys watch these videos because you're about to take a trip to one of these countries and you want to know which is the better airline. For this trip I was on, the best airline was definitely ANA. I mean, not just because they made me my own personalized dessert, that was a huge plus, but also because their food was the best and their service was out of this world. And I want to explain this a little bit. Usually when you go on an airline like Thai Airways, I feel like it was okay. It was nice. People were friendly. It was very typical. What was kind of different about ANA service was that the flight attendants really bring about a sense of personalization. So not only do they come up to your seat and they introduce themselves and they know your name by then, they also sort of converse with you. And this is not just because I have a YouTube channel. I saw them doing this to almost every single passenger. Like they'll actually try to talk to you and be personable with you instead of these like flight attendant robotic types. So for that reason and the fact they had the best tasting food and also they had the best looking food, also they had the best ramen, that was definitely my favorite airline of this trip. My least favorite airline, I mean, there was only 3, but my least favorite airline has to be Thai Airways. I think it's really because Thai Airways, there's only like 1 flight attendant to take care of, I don't know, 50 people. So sometimes it did get a little hectic, like the flight attendant was running around trying to take care of everybody and it was really hard for her. And as passengers, you kind of notice that. Also, the food was very eh. And it's an experience thing. Like once I got off ANA, I went on Thai Airways, I noticed a significant difference between the two. Just from the ways the flight attendants interacted with me, from the foods, from the environment, from the plane itself, it was just very, very, I don't know. You could tell they really weren't in the same league. And as for Asiana, I feel like it was really in the middle. I mean, Asiana's staff was really nice, but at the same time, I felt like they lacked the personable attitude that ANA flight attendants had. Also, the food was just very meh. I mean, at one point, I got a walnut in a date. I really had no idea what to do with that. Like, am I supposed to shove the walnut into the date? Like, am I supposed to make a walnut sandwich? I had no idea. But here's one feedback for all of these airlines, though. Can you guys all please get more than like 10 movies. I mean, literally, they all had like less than a dozen movies and they were all the same movies and it's such a long flight. But anyway, that's my review of the 3 airlines I was on. And I think if I had to compare all the business classes I've ever